All right, squats using a TRX. You can purchase yourself a standard TRX trainer. It's black and yellow. You can also get knockoff TRX trainers. This one's green and black. It's about half the price of that one. This one's pretty good. Both are good. Benefit of a TRX is that it allows you to work out with your body weight only, but it also allows you to change the angle of an exercise to make it easier or harder so you can work your way up to harder sets and reps. Today I want to go over a squat. I'm going to show you a regular squat, and I'm going to show you how to adjust it by using the TRX, and I'm going to tell you why you might want to use a TRX when you're squatting versus doing regular squats. Okay? First off, what does a squat do? Well, it works the quadriceps, the muscles in the front of the thigh, the ones in the rear, the hamstrings, and your glutes, primarily. But you have to maintain a strong core, a tight core through the full range of motion. Any exercise you do, I want you to remember tight core so that you can tap your stomach like this and you feel your abs nice and tight. Your shoulder blades are pulled together, your back's nice and straight, and your head's up, all through the whole range of motion, okay? Your feet are shoulder width apart. When you're squatting, I want you to think in terms of your knees moving out in the direction of your toes, coming back in the direction of your toes. No swooping in, swooping out, no twisting, no turning. If you find that, and it usually happens, by the way, at the bottom of the squat, if there's a weakness or a flexibility issue, you'll bow in like this, okay? Talk to your trainer about that. He will prescribe the right exercises or stretches to try and correct that. But what you want to do is you want to be careful that you're not using too much weight so that you're forcing that, okay? If you've got a lot of weight on your back or at your sides and you find that happening, first try reducing the weight that you're using and see what happens, okay? And then slowly try to build your way up to the old weight. What's most important on a squat is that you stay on your heels through the whole range of motion. Second thing is I just want you to remember that when you squat down, your hips go back, and when you come forward, your hips go forward. Come up, your hips go forward. Hips go back, hips go forward. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. I'm maintaining a tight core, straight back, straight spine, and staying on my heels, okay? Heels to the middle of the foot is where I want to feel the pressure, no further up. I certainly don't want to be coming up on my toes. So for people who are really strong, if you can squat with a barbell, or dumbbells, or cables, or whatever, you probably don't want a TRX to squat with because you're too strong. But what about people who aren't strong enough to do a full body weight squat? By full, I mean trying to get down so that you're parallel to the ground. Your thighs are parallel to the ground. There may be other reasons other than strength that you can't do that. You might have bad knees, bad hips, bad lower back, so you might not be able to do it for those reasons. But let's say you have none of those conditions and you find you're just not strong enough to get down and get back up. The TRX is a great way to build your strength up so that you can. And how you do that is very simple. Take the TRX, and what I like to do is to hold on to these little straps at the bottom. You can hold on to the handles if you like, but I like to hold on to the straps because I like to wrap both my hands around it. It's easier than trying to wrap my hands around two handles, okay? So, all I do is I'll go out on about a 45-degree angle. Everything else is going to apply here. My core is tight, my back is straight, my toes are going to follow the direction, or my knees are going to follow the direction of my toes. I'm going to breathe in and out until I come parallel to the ground. Do a few sets or a few reps. Okay, that's a TRX squat. If I want to make it easier, I increase the angle. Okay? If I want to make it harder, I get closer and closer to standing straight up and down, to vertical. Okay? So you can imagine that, let's say you have a significant weakness that's preventing you from being able to squat to the depth you want to. You can start out on a really, really, really steep angle and just do, kind of, these are like half squats, right? But really, your thighs are still parallel to the ground, right? Do that for a week. And then the next week, step back a little bit and try and do the same number of reps for the same length of time. Week after that, step back a little bit. Week after that, back a little bit. Look what's happening. I'm closer and closer to being vertical. And as long as I'm focusing on getting my thighs parallel, Again, barring any injuries, knees are good, hips are good, lower back's good, okay? You're able to maintain a tight core. You're working your way up to being able to do a full, deep bodyweight squat. And you use the TRX to do that. That's why the TRX is so cool. It allows you to use your body weight, change the angle to make the exercise harder or easier so that you can progress, okay? So that is a TRX squat.